Good afternoon and welcome back to another West Ham Daily, another session where we're going to be talking about that man, Zouma. As you can see from the title, we're expecting potentially to hear that Zouma may be out for the season. Now, listen, this is not categoric truth. There's no 100% guarantee that this is the truth. The fear, though, this is more of an opinionated piece. The fear is that he could be out for the season. Now, if this is a severely bruised ankle, you're looking at the likes of 4 or 5 weeks recovery really from that. And if this picture that I'm about to throw up on the screen is true, this was released yesterday on social media. Nobody has verified whether or not this is actually guaranteed to have been taken yesterday. But if this picture has been, and he is in that moon boot, then you are expecting him to miss upwards of 4 weeks. Now, we're in the 13th of April today, and that takes you to the 13th of May. And you do your sums and you work it out. And what a blow that would be to West Ham. Anyway, welcome back to the West Ham Daily. I'm Anton. I'm bringing you another pre-recorded show today. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the content we're doing. If you aren't new around here, please make sure you go and hit that subscribe button just there. And then beside that, there is a little bell notification. If you hit that bell notification, that will notify you every single time we do a show. I did a massive piece yesterday on Kurt Zouma about him being out for the Lyon game, how he was going to be a doubt and how he was going to miss the Lyon game, and how players and defenders like Craig Dawson would have to stand up and be accounted for. And he has been standing up and really been leading the line from the back. There's no ifs and buts about it from Craig Dawson's performance that he's gave us, especially in the first leg against Lyon. But now it's a case of what happens if Zouma is going to miss the rest of the season with, 6 or 7 Premier League games to go, and we're now fighting on the front of the Europa League. What actually happens when this happens? So keep your comments coming in. We'll try and engage with them as much as we can. I can't put them up on the screen today, but keep them there, and we will engage. I'll premiere it, and I'll try and make sure I'm in the chat when you're on there as well. So we do fear that he could miss the rest of the season with the ankle injury that he did suffer against Brentford on Sunday, and we have potentially been dealt a severe blow. He was ruled out of the clash in the quarterfinal second leg against Lyon, and there are concerns that he could be sidelined until the summer. He's established himself as a key figure for West Ham since his move from Chelsea last summer, and he's going to go further tests to learn the full extent of the problem. We're expecting those tests to take place today and tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get some results maybe tomorrow. And fingers crossed, if we can go and get a result, say against Lyon on Thursday night, and hopefully we get some good results with Kurt Zouma and we can get through to the next round, then that could be okay. And that would work out quite well for West Ham. But the early prognosis is not good, as we fear that he will be ruled out for hopefully West Ham's march on European glory. Losing Zouma in the run-in would present a sizable headache for David Moyes, who's already without Angelo Ogbonna as he recovers from a serious knee injury. However, he is on the way back. You know, we're hearing he's back in training, and that's a positive sign. And as well as that, as well as our shot in Europa League, we are in the race for the top 6 in the Premier League as we bid to establish ourselves as a regular in the European competitions. The injury to Zouma means West Ham face a crunch period of our season with what you could say a second choice defensive pairing if you take into consideration the start of the season, Craig Dawson and Issa Diop. And Dawson, who has been, like I've said, a constant presence since Ogbonna's injury in November, has excelled in that position, and in particularly against Lyon in the first leg last week. But question marks remain over Diop. People don't have the faith in him. He was at fault, you could say, for the Brentford's opener on Sunday, having come on to replace Zouma in the 2-0 defeat. We're also without Aaron Creswell in Lyon following his controversial red card in the first leg at the London Stadium. Ben Johnson potentially expected to deputise at left back in the second leg. And we now know that Soufal is coming back from injury and should be available to play in the right back position. And people are calling for potentially Declan Rice to go into the defence. And Moyes has been known to look at that if need be. West Ham released a statement, though, about Kurt Zouma, and they said they will. And this is what I find really interesting, because I've never really known West Ham to do something like this, always keep their cards close to the chest. So I'm a bit unsure as to why they decided to release this information really early. Kurt Zouma will miss Thursday's UEFA Europa League quarter-final second leg tie against Olympique Lyonnais. The France international defenders to remain in London for further tests and examination on the ankle injury he suffered during Sunday's Premier League match at Brentford. Everyone at West Ham would like to wish Kurt a speedy recovery. So the last time Kurt was missing for West Ham, we went 5 games without a win in all competitions following the loss of him and when he had his hamstring injury back in December. And of course, we know Moyes wanted to sign a central defender in January, but moves for Coletta Carr, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, and a few other centre-halves fell through and we couldn't get them over the line. We've got Burnley on top of the Lyon game this Sunday in the Premier League as we look to bounce back from the defeat at Brentford. You don't want to lose one of your best players at this stage of the season. Zouma certainly has been one of our best defenders. He brings authority to that back line. He's been excellent. And let's hope he can recover quicker than feared because we absolutely do need him. Let's not beat about the bush there. We absolutely need Zouma to be firing on all cylinders. He'll get the best medical attention. That's something we do know. So hopefully he's only out for a short period, no longer than 10 days to 2 weeks. You don't want to miss him for a crucial run of games like this. If you're West Ham, we don't. We absolutely don't. But we're going to have to rely now on Dawson and Diop to step up to the plate here. But the key question is, you hear people saying, will Rice deputise in the back of the defence? What does that do for our central midfield? Rice has been playing out of his skin this season in that role. And I don't think that's a good decision right now. I think we've got enough within our midst to be able to deal with the Zouma, not being available. But I dread to think the thought of Zouma being out for the season. But I'm trying to put, 2 and 2 together and come up with the result. Badly bruised ankle. If you're in a moon boot, how easy is it to recover if you're not playing, if you're not training? He'll be keeping his upper body fit, but he's not going to be out on the grass. When will he be out on the grass? At what point then does that have an effect on other areas of his body, his hamstrings, all that sort of stuff that we know he's had problems with, his knees that we know he's had problems with as well. But if anything, this has taught me that strengthening in January was key, strengthening last summer was key, and strengthening this summer is massive. It's the priority for West Ham. We need to get deals over the line to bring in strength and depth so we can manage situations like this. We should be able to look at our bench and go, right, I've got this player to come in who can actually step up to the plate. Now, I know I'm not, listen, Rome wasn't built in a day. I'm very aware of that, and I'm absolutely over the moon about what David Moyes is doing. But equally, and I understand also that other clubs don't have immediately, unless you're like Man City's and Liverpool's, you don't have immediate top quality players there. But all we're really asking for is another centre half that can come in and do the job, because we know he's looking at a centre half. He's been looking at a centre half for a long time, even when he signed Kurt Zouma. He's looking at other positions: left back, right back, central midfield, striker, of course. But we do need recruits. We can't go another window without bringing these players in. So get your comments in. Let me know your thoughts on the fact that we are, is he out for the season? Will he be out for the season? If that image that I put up earlier on is a kind of recent image of Kurt Zouma wearing a moon boot, then, that doesn't bode well for West Ham moving forward. Anyway, that brings an end to today's West Ham Daily for you. Please, I hope you have enjoyed it. Join us at 5 p.m. for the Hammers headlines. And then at 9 p.m. tonight, we're giving you our Lyon preview. We will dissect the team news and dissect a little bit more about Lyon, because now we know a little bit more about Lyon from the first leg. And we'll get your opinions coming on for the preview as well. So if you are watching, make sure you do hit that subscribe button, of course, which is here. Hit the bell notification when you're kicking around, and that will notify you when our shows do go live. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, you can also click the channel membership option. And yeah, just get behind the lads. We'll see you at 5 o'clock for our Hammers headlines. And of course, like we do, we always like to thank the members when at the end of a show. So take it easy and have the faith. Come on, you Irons.
It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate,